Okay, I'm heading on down to do some watering and some weeding this evening. I've gotten way behind on everything and found this. It's the first time this one has bloomed since I've been here. Of course, it was much smaller last year. I think it had been dug out more than once. But I put stones around it to keep people from messing with it. Isn't this just beautiful? Gotta love leaving some of our desert wildflowers, our native plants. This one should be blooming soon. Look at this beauty. Just wanted to get that shot for everybody. I have got so much to do. Our friend has been bringing us piles and piles of wood that needs to be chipped. I'm going to have plenty of wood chips. And then one of our neighbors has been bringing over pallets for me so we can start putting a fence around this. Because we still have the one guy who likes to walk his dog through our garden. That's all right. We will do what we need to do. Micah and I were out here the other day doing a little bit of weeding. I really should get the water going before I start doing all this. But we do have a few carrots that came up. Not a whole bunch. But that's the first time I've worked on carrots in a while. In several years. I've got a lot of weeding I've got behind on. And a lot of watering I need to get done. I can't even remember what I planted here. I think that was the spinach, and it's looking windburned. I decided to let the two cabbage plants that never made heads, I decided to let them go to seed. And then I'll have some desert hardy cabbage seeds next year. Looking, I don't see any of my basil coming back yet. But, oh, which plants did Micah put here? I don't remember which bulbs she planted here, but three of them have come back up. No, four. There's a fourth one underneath here. I need to trim this tree up a little bit. Because this is the desert. I am going to encourage the trees that are growing on their own. I let the basil go to seed. We'll see what comes back. Everything looks wild right here. And the irises that were here when I moved in. I think those I think those are lilies, daylilies. Here we go. Some salad greens back here. Hidden away. I am so far behind on everything this year. But April has just been so windy. That's some greens that I let go to seed. If I can just get all the grass pulled out of here, I'll let those seeds go in the back lot with the goats. And hopefully I can get some grass growing back there. And that is salsify growing there, not grass, but there is some grass in amongst the salsify. Now salsify is supposed to be kind of like a carrot. I'm just going to let it go. It's been growing all winter. I have a video from where I planted it. It's beautiful. And we will just see what it does. You know, some of these grass, the dead grass pulled out. Oh goodness. If I can get all this to grow out in the back lot with the goats and the chickens, we'll be doing great. Ooh, beets that went to seed. Cool, I'll have beet seeds. And what was this that went to seed? Some sort of early salad greens have gone to seed. It was something that came up wild. I've just been so behind. So any of you who are like me and have been bouncing between under the weather and just not having the energy, dealing with the wind, don't feel bad. We all do it. Our gardens can recover. Look at this. This cilantro has gotten huge. And we'll leave it, gather some coriander seeds, and let some of it reseed. So I'll have my own coriander. Here's some more greens that I've let go to seed. See if those seeds will develop. But the big thing back here, oh, Micah strawberries. Oh, look at these. These strawberries. Uh-huh. The easy part was getting these out. Our part? Getting them back in. Getting them back in without them getting, actually, they're going for the water. Okay. Now put onions all around the bed of strawberries. And look at these. I'm letting them go to protect the strawberries from little critters. Onions are supposed to be really good companion plants, and we will just see how that works. But look how big these strawberry plants are. Now this one, I don't see any blossoms on it. But this one, so this strawberry plant puts on pink blossoms. Let's see, that one's still got one little petal. Look at his pink blossoms. And we will see how these do. I found these at Home Depot last year, and I've been just letting them go. I love the shape on this, where it bulbs out right there. Oh, just so much work to do. And as I was weed eating the grass the other day, I left as much of the wild greens that I've bolted, left as much of that as I could, because I figure the more I leave the wild greens, the more I'll have next year. That one was not wild greens. I'm not sure what that one was. And of course, tumbleweed. I'm not worrying about feeding that to the goats now because we did get some hay. Okay, the goats are good on water, but the strawberries need to be watered. Somebody undid my water to the strawberries. So I gotta get that set back up. Some bamboo that somebody gave me last year. I'll get that put somewhere. I want that in a container though, so it doesn't take over everywhere. The globe mallow has been going great guns everywhere. Globe mallow is everywhere. And I don't remember, I did not plant cilantro over here. I did plant borage, and I thought I had reseeded, but I don't see it coming back. But it came up late last year, later than the other plants. Oh, and that just may be some kind of break there. The thing about the borage, you get stickers. And you should be having more of the garden huckleberry coming in. I've got to get out here with my gloves because there's so much. With it being the desert, the saying in the desert is that everything stinks, sticks, let me see, stinks, sticks, stings, and there's one other one, I can't remember what it is, but 4 S's, and they're not good, they're not pleasant. That is some more globe mallow coming up. The globe mallow is everywhere. I should have some more holy basil coming up in here. I sent out some seeds and I left some out here to reseed. So I'm anxiously anticipating that that came up later in the spring last year too. We will see what goes on. I was so impatient last year. Kept waiting and waiting for the holy basil to come up, and I thought that the seeds had not been viable and that nothing was happening with it. And then all of a sudden there was a patch here when I had actually planted it in this. But when I was watering, all the seeds must have bounced out over here. We've got to totally redo the tomato bed because the wind blew the trellis over. So we've got all that work to do. And some different squash that I left out here over winter. And this trellis fell down right on top of my sage. But I think maybe that might have helped protect the sage from the wind, possibly. That was a trellis that I was trying to have the cantaloupe grow up. Okay, more globe mallow. If anybody lives in my area and you don't have globe mallow covering up your yard, I will share. I've never had sage that bloomed before. I'm loving it. It's just absolutely beautiful. And the globe mallow is medicinal. I have it everywhere. Oh, goodness. We've got to get over here. And look how huge this pile is getting from the gentleman who brings me limbs to chip. Oh, and he put cactus in there too this time. Ooh. See if I can zoom in. See? A bunch of cactus. And it's still really green, which means I can plant it in a few places with gloves on. So, the guys and I are going to have to get in there and work on that. Just so much to do. And I have been just not in the headspace to do it. This, yep, my lavender coming back underneath there. Let's trim that up. And I'm not sure what this is coming up. I'll have to do some research to see what that is. I've got that one, and I've got another little one over here. And I have no idea what it is. Is that another China berry? Surely I didn't have China berry seeds drop clear over here. Oh, the leaves are a little bit different than the China berry. Maybe. Oh, it might be. No, those leaves are different. So much to do. But one thing that did do beautifully over the winter, oh, and some blossoms on it. This is a cardoon. So one little cardoon that survived from all of them that I'd planted. And so I will let it go to seed. Look at that. Got 2 blossoms there on that head. Oh, 3. There's another one on the other side. I'll let it go and I will let it blossom. On the cardoon, you eat the stalks like asparagus. But I'm not going to with this one this year. I'm going to let it grow. And let it grow. And I would get one more. Try to flew over in the wind. And another beautiful cactus that hadn't been planted before. Look at this. Just the beauty of the desert is amazing. More pallets we're going to use for a fence around the garden. And some of my hose that somebody had disconnected on me last year. I was a little annoyed when I came in because my olive trees, I have no idea what they did here to this hose. They totally undid my hose. That was going to my olive trees, watering them. I lost my olive trees, but that's okay. We will regroup and do everything again. The person who did all that did, however, take a rake and rake all of this section and clean it up, neaten it up. So I have a start. And we will see where we go from here. It's more than was here when I first started. And I only started on this section, on this piece of garden last year. And this right here, if anybody who lives in my area wants any of these, or, oh, we have seeds. If anybody wants seeds for these, just let me know. My email address is on my About tab. I will send you seeds if you want. If you're in an area where you need something very pretty that the deer won't eat, that the goats won't eat, this is what you want. It's gorgeous, and they won't eat it. And that's about all. I know that it's toxic to goats and deer, so they don't touch it. And it is very pretty. So let me know if you want some of these seeds before the wind blows them away. Actually, I may get out here and gather some, see if I can gather some before the wind blows the rest of them away. Because I really don't need more of these plants. I have them everywhere out back because the goats do not eat them. And it looks like I'm going to have even more seeds. But anyway, time for me to get back over there, get the water hooked back up for the strawberries, because somebody unscrewed it and didn't hook it back up again when they were done with what they were doing. Whoops, got my fingers in the way. Sorry about that. Trying to do this one-handed is always a challenge. The challenge with my water, as I had told a neighbor who was dry camping a couple of years ago, there was a female who was dry camping in her van next door in the middle of the summer. I told her that if she needed water, drinking water, she could come get some, because I didn't want to have it on my conscience that somebody died next door to me from summer heat. Well, then there was a bunch of other ne'er-do-wells who descended on the place after that. And then this gentleman who came in made a deal with the owner to clean it all up and get rid of all the ne'er-do-wells. And he did. He cleaned up. And so I extended that deal to him for him coming over. In exchange for him keeping an eye on my place while I'm at work, he could come over and get water. The challenge is that all of my water setup keeps getting rearranged. And it's frustrating. But we will figure something out now that it's not just Micah and me here. Because now I'm no longer doing the single mom gig. I have a little bit of help here. They made a mess with the water?
So much of it, they literally spilled to the side.
But that 5-gallon water is still working? Okay, so I need to do a video on that in a little bit. But anyway, so much stuff to do, but still, the beauty of the desert. The globe mallows, more work to do, more globe mallows, more globe mallow, more globe mallow, more globe mallow. Anybody in my area need to buy some globe mallow? It's hardy, it's medicinal, and it's pretty. And the bees and the butterflies will absolutely adore it. Check out my videos from last year and you can see just how much they loved it. Anyway, I've got other stuff I need to go do. Everyone, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Have a good evening. And look at that gorgeous sunset. Be blessed, everyone. Take care.